안녕 everyone. Today we're going to learn about operations and compositions of functions. So, what is operations? As you know, like adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. We can do those operations with the functions. So, let's see some example. If f of x equal 3x minus 7 and g of x is equal 13 minus 2x, what is f of x plus g of x? So, first thing, writing down f of x, 3x minus 7, and we're going to have operation of adding, and g of x, 13 minus 2x. What's the next step? Combine the like terms. 3x with a negative 2x like terms will give us 1x. So it will be x and negative 7, 13 plus 13 will be like terms. So that will give us positive 6. Ta-da! That's it, guys. So when you see f plus g of x, that means f of x plus g of x. Then what is going to be the next one? That's right. It will be f of x minus g of x. And the closed dot on the middle will be multiplication. Multiply g of x. You will know why I emphasize that dot's supposed to be colored or closed later on when we learn the compositions of functions. So division will be f of x over g of x. And there is a one condition. The g of x cannot be 0. Alright, if it's 0, that's undefined. Alright, let's move on to have some each examples. Number 1, it is addition, right? So f plus g of x. So we're going to bring f of x, x squared minus 8x plus 4. And g of x is a 4x minus 3. You know what? Let me write in vertically. Maybe that will give us better for combine the like terms. So, and we just combine the like terms. X squared, there's nothing, so it will be x squared. And negative 8 plus 4, negative 4x. 4 minus 3 will be positive 1. How simple is that? Right? And let's move on to number 2. We're going to subtract f of x with h of x right here. So f of x, x squared minus 8x plus 4. H of x is x plus 2. But remember, we're subtracting, right? So it will be x plus 2. If you substitute the negative sign, both will become negative, right? So, you know what? Let me just write in. Some of you, I'm sure you can do this right away. If you're not able to do the right away, distribute the negative sign for each term. Don't forget, each term has to be distributed with the negative. And now let's combine like terms. X squared, and this will be negative 9x, right? If you need that placeholder, put it 1 on there, and this will be positive 2. So the answer is x squared minus 9x plus 2. Oh, guess what? I forgot one thing. We have to indicate any restriction in domain. So the first two example, we don't have actually any restriction for domain, which means x can be all real number, right? So I'm just gonna state here x is all real number. This is the same. X is element of all real number. And let's move on to the number 3, which is multiplication. So we have a h of x, which is x plus 2 times g of x for x minus 3. So you using the method of FOIL, or you can do the square. I know some of you learned how to do square. Let me just try this as a distribute using like FOIL. X times 4x, 4x squared, and x times negative 3 is negative 3x. 2 times 4x is 8x, and 2 times negative 3 will be negative 6. And combine the like terms, which will be the middle one, right? Negative 3x plus 8x, that will be 5x. So final answer will be 4x squared plus 5x minus 6. All right. And the next multiplication, I will show you the boxed method. Let's go number 6. Let me draw the box quick. Since f of x has 3 terms, I probably has to draw 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna writing down each term for f of x on the top. X squared minus 8x and plus 4. And g of x is 4x minus 3. So what I need to do, I'm gonna make a multiplication with each term. The first, 4x times x squared, that will give, that's right, 4x cubed. And next one, 4x times negative 8x. 4 times negative 8, negative 32x squared. And next term will be 4x times 4, 16x. Yes, that's positive right there. And now we do the next one. Negative 3 times x squared. So negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times negative 8x. Positive 24x. Negative 3 times 12. Negative 12. So from here, we can combine the like terms. I will show how you can combine. So you do it as a diagonally. You see that? Both has x squared, right? So there are like terms. And next like terms, you see it, the 16x with the 24x. That's the like term. The good thing about the box method, you can see visually those like terms very clearly. So the final answer for us is 4x cubed, that's from here, and combine the like term, that will be negative 35x squared, and the next one will be positive, is that 40? Yes, 40x, and then minus 12. You don't need to writing as this like stair type. I just ran out of space, so I wrote down like that. But you can just writing down as a linearly. All right, let's try now the division. Number 4, f of x over h of x. So it will be x squared minus 8x plus 4 over x plus 2. And there are some times you can factor them out, but in this case, we're gonna just leave it as it is. So that will be your answer. However, we have to have a one instruction. Whatever the denominator is, we cannot have a 0, right? So what makes a 0 for h? Yes, x plus 2 shouldn't be equal. X plus 2 shouldn't be equal to 0, right? So we need to find out what makes that 0 when x is negative 2. So x cannot be negative 2. So how we can writing that? That's right, x is element of all real number, and also x is not negative 2. So try number 5 yourself and make sure writing down the restriction in the domain. On next page, number 7 through number 10, it is operations of functions. However, they gave you number to evaluate. So this is how we're gonna do. I'm just gonna show one example. F plus g of negative 2. So what we can do, there's a two-way. You can do operation of function first, and then you put that negative 2 to evaluate. Or you can do this. I'm gonna find f of negative 2 and g of negative 2 separately, and then combine them later. So f of negative 2 is a 2 negative 2 squared minus negative 2 minus 12. So that will give 2 times negative 2 squared is positive 4. So 2 times 4, 8, right? This is a 8. Minus with negative become positive and negative 12. So the final answer is negative 2. And g of negative 2 will be negative 2 plus 7, which will be positive 5. So we combine negative 2 plus 5, positive 5. So that should be your final answer. So make sure you need to try the rest of the problems by yourself. See, you can do it. And when you come back to class, you can ask me question if you have any mistake or you couldn't figure it out. Now, let's move on to compositions of functions. There are two ways to show composition functions. So we're gonna use open circle between the functions, and that is the same as f of g of x. So as you see, we used to put just x inside of parentheses. Now inside of that parenthesis, you're gonna have a g of x. So how that worked it out, I'm gonna show the example. Let's do number 1. This is what? F of g of x. So g of x become the input for f of x. So let's writing down f of x, which is x cubed plus 8. So instead of x, what we need to put? We need to put g of x cubed plus 8. Does that make sense? So let's put it again. So that means says you're gonna have x minus 1 cubed plus x. Since you didn't learn the cube rule yet, so we're gonna just FOIL them out. So that will be x minus 1 times x minus 1 times x minus 1, right? So I'm gonna try the first two first. So that will give us x squared minus 2x and plus 1. If you need to do yourself and just pause and then try yourself. And after that, I'm gonna multiply with another x minus 1 with the one I got it from first two, right? So that will give me x cubed, and that will give negative x squared. So next term will give me negative 2x squared and positive 2x, and the last one will give me positive x and negative 1. All right, so the final, combine the like term, I'm gonna have x cubed minus 3x squared plus 3x minus 1. I know it takes time to do all that, but we're Algebra 2 honors. We can conquer those complex ones. Let's do finalize. I think I'm running out of space, but let me fit it in there. X cubed minus 3x squared plus 3x. So before we put negative 1, we have to combine like terms with a positive 8. So I can put plus 7. All right, we got it done. Are you guys ready for one more? What about we do number 14? So instead f of g of x, now g of f of x. Let's see it will be the same or different. So in this case, we're gonna have g of f of x. So now f of x become input of g of x, right? So g of x is x minus 1, right? X minus 1 right here. So instead of x, what I need to put? That's right, I need to put f of x in there. So f of x is x cubed plus 8. All right, at least we don't need to do those folios, multiplication, right? So combine the like term, which is 8 minus 1, that will be 7. So the final answer is x cubed plus 7. Ta-da! We got it. And how we do when they give you the number value? Yes, we can just plug in the numbers, each functions, then we can figure it out. The final answer, that will be the easy way to do it. Number 15. So that means g of h of x, right? So let's find out the inner function, the h of x first, which is we're gonna plug that value 2 into h of x. So h of x is right here, 5x minus 3. H of 2 will be 5 times 2 minus 3. It is 7. And now what we need to do, that's right, we need to plug that 7 into g of x instead of h of x, right? So the g of 7, where is the g of x? There you go, x minus 1, so 7 minus 1, which will be 6. So we got the answer, guys. All right, this is the time to try out rest of the examples by yourself and see if you can do yourself, and you can ask Mrs. Contreras some questions if you need help. After you've done that, guess what, guys? You have a homework assignment on the back page. So there are 10 problems, and those are the homework. And if you have any question, you can ask in class tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. 안녕.